Let's go to the big dogs. Let's go to the SEC. SEC championship this year. We got number 5 Georgia versus number 2 Texas. Longhorns and Bulldogs. Texas is favored by 2 points, two
Two
and a
and a
half, or
half.
is two and a
Two
half
and a
points.
half. Mm-hmm.
And the over-under on that is 49.5 points. Georgia's 10-2. They've lost to Ole Miss and they've lost to Bama. Texas is 11-1. Y'all remember they lost to Georgia at home, 30-15. Here's some first match takeaways. So Travis Etienne was a factor in the last game when they played. He had 3 touchdowns. I don't know if he's gonna come back. He's rumored to potentially come back this game, but I'm not expecting it. So that's going to rely more on that freshman running back that they've been pushing. And also, this last game, Quinn Ewers had a bad game, but he is coming back battling his injury. Threw for 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick, but he fumbled twice. And also last game, Georgia's defense was elite, bro. 7 sacks, 4 turnovers forced they had on these boys. I mean, they were just all over the place. And Carson Beck also had a horrible game last time they played. 175 yards, 3 interceptions. Defense straight out bailed him out, and that's what won that game for
Mm-hmm.
Georgia
Mm-hmm.
in Texas's backyard. Sam, beloved Gator fan, you are a SEC man at heart. You got Georgia, Texas in the rematch. Which way you leaning?
I'm going with Texas. I'm going with Texas because Georgia
Horns
has
up.
horns up. Just because Georgia has not been playing that good or whatever since we played them. They have not been playing. They got a lot of weaknesses. They're not freaking catching the ball, whatever. They're not doing all the things that they're supposed to do coming into the season. Carson Beck has not been that guy, bro, at all. You know, he's been looking very, very, very underachieving. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
he's
saying?
very
And,
average.
right. You let Ole Miss beat you, you know? So a lot of these games or whatever, he hasn't really been in that stuff or whatever. So I just can't go with that stuff. I feel like you was gonna bounce back. If not, man, they got the Manning boy right there in the back pocket, and he's been
Yep.
doing wonderful. So I don't think it's gonna be enough for them just to be good defensively like it was last time. It was a shock to me that Texas went out like they did against Georgia that last time, especially being at home or whatever. I thought it was going to be a closer game. You
Me
know,
too.
I
I
thought it
think
was
I
going.
I picked Georgia to win that, but I didn't think like that.
Right, but I knew Georgia was going to come to play or whatever. Just like I said, they only lost 2 or 3 games in the last 3 4 years, so it is only what I'm saying. They've been in this predicament before. Texas, this is kind of new to them. So, but I just feel like Texas, man, just got the firepower, whatever, to just get over that stuff, man. And I don't even think they're gonna cover the spread, bro. I think that shit gonna be like a 2 point game, bro. It's gonna be like a 2 point game. Georgia's gonna be right there in the thick of things, but I think Texas is gonna pull that stuff off, man. That boy Blue, Jaden Blue, Golden and Bolden and all those guys, bro. Man, I just feel like they're gonna have that stuff going on, bro, offensively. So I think that stuff just gonna be enough. I think it's just gonna be enough, man. The defense got a fresh bet, bro. Cause he's not playing good at all, bro. Man, I don't know if he got an undisclosed injury or what it is, bro. Because man, he just has not been looking good, bro. He hasn't looking like a top pick. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's not. I don't think he's gonna be that. Definitely not been looking as solid, but the team around him, they did lose a lot. They lost Lad McConkey. They lost Brock Bowers. You lose pieces that, they were blankets for you and were a fundamental part of your development as a key quarterback. To me, dude, when I watch all this, everybody is so high on Georgia in this game, bro. And it's wild because it's so hard to beat the same team twice as it is. We know that. It's just people kind of like I think they're sleeping on
Because they've
how
ran
like
the
how
fucking
great
table the past few years. So
I
everybody's
understand
on their
that, but
dick
like how
about it.
great Texas is doing this year outside of that one game, that one slip up, and they've had a couple close games as well. But Georgia's had a lot of close calls, bro. That 8 overtime game last week versus Georgia Tech,
Right. What was that about?
Kentucky, you won by 1 point. Late game surges, they find ways to win. That's good. But one thing is this is kind of like a home game essentially for Georgia because this matchup is in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
So, I mean, both fans going to travel either way, but I'm just saying. But I just feel like people are sleeping on Texas. Texas is by far a better complete team
They
than
are.
Georgia is this
Mhm.
year. Georgia has the coaching advantage, of course. Kirby's been there, done that, and maybe that's where a lot of people's trust comes from. I get that if you tell me that, I can't knock nobody for that. You trust, Kirby Smart more than you trust Steve Sarkisian. I get that. I understand it. I'm not
Right.
faulting you for it. But
Mhm.
Texas's defense is just outstanding, bro. Third overall in the college football playoffs, bro. Number one against the pass. Number
Right.
one against the pass. That's what Georgia's gonna have to try to do to win this game.
They're
You
gonna
can try
have
to run
to.
all you want, bro. That run defense, you ain't going nowhere. They're 12th against the run. They've allowed 30 or more points just one time this season, and that was to Georgia before.
Georgia.
And mind you, that game, 7 sacks allowed. They had 4 turnovers. You think there's any way that's gonna happen again to that
Never.
extent?
Never.
And Carson Beck threw 3 picks, and it didn't even matter.
hmm
I get that. I credit Georgia that night, but dude, it's gonna be a whole new ball game this
Play
game.
like
I
that
still
again, they're
think
gonna get smoked.
I don't think Texas is gonna go out like that, bro. I think this game's gonna be close, but I think Quinn Ewers gets it done, wins a big game, a conference championship in Texas's first year in the SEC, and I expect them to beat Georgia, man. They gotta find a way to, get it done, man. Because Kirby
hmm
is gonna have them guys ready, and it's not gonna look like a team that was just in 8 overtimes versus Georgia Tech when they take the field with them. I can tell you that they will be
hmm
ready to play that game.
Right.
So
Right.
you gotta bring it. Texas is winning this game. I'll take the field goal. Covering the 2.5, and I'm going over. Sam, you going over or under? 49.5.
I'm going under. But I'm gonna take the Texas cover the spread.
Okay. You
I'm gonna
like the
take them
field goal?
cover. I like the
Yeah.
field goal.
I
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
field
yeah.
goal. That is it. Believe
hmm
me when I tell you.
hmm
It could definitely be a 2 game or a 2 point game, like you said. You had me convinced on that, and I'm like, shit, he's probably right, man. Because Georgia
hmm
with Kirby Smart, they're gonna fight to the to
Fight
the
to the
brim of
death.
teeth, man. They're not
hmm
gonna go away. That's how they won a lot of their close games.
Right.
The teams keeping up with them. Especially early in the first half of games, man. The Gators
That's
were
how it
with them for
is.
a second. A lot of these other teams, they're keeping up with them from a second, and they pull away. But credit to them for doing so. But it's just not the Georgia team we're accustomed to seeing. So. It's
Right.
it's a cause for pause. I'm going Longhorns in this game. I got them
Bro.
covered.
And I feel like if Texas win this, man, it's nothing from stopping them from winning all this shit, bro. For real, they just as good a chance as any, depending on how that shit seeded.
Yep.
Texas look like the favorites to me.
Dude, they one of the few teams I think they can win this shit this year. I don't think
Over
there's 3 teams
Oregon,
that can win it.
over Oregon, over Penn State, over Miami.
I don't know,
Bro,
man.
I think they look better than everybody right now.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention their linebacker, Anthony Hall Jr., 7.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and interception this season. This guy does it all. He's a savage. This defense does not play around. Freshman linebacker, Colin Simmons, too. This kid, freshman, 7 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. This kid's everywhere on the field.
Okay.
Hustlers on
Mhm.
defense, man.
That's
These
it.
guys, and they're
Fast.
hungry.
Fast
They're
as
hungry,
lightning. Fast as lightning. You know the
and they're
Texas boys
big,
don't
bro.
play. Yeah, they don't play.
I'm
Real.
going Longhorns. Wes, who you got?
I'm going Longhorns as well. We're going to cover that 2.5, but I'm going over.
My brother.
Like you said, can't beat. It's very hard to beat the same team twice.
Mhm.
I think that game again, the first game was a fluke. Texas, they just kind of were like, "Holy shit, this is like the Georgia
Right.
Bulldogs,"
hmm
and they kind of was like a deer in headlights. This second round, I think, is going to be different, and I think they're gonna. I don't want to say they're going to put it on them, but it's going to be a different outcome where Texas is going to win this game.
You might have to put in man and man if it starts looking too crazy.
A lot of speculation is they will do that if Quinn Ewers gets out there and starts tripping
hmm
because you get 2 sides of Ewers. When he's on, but when he's off, he is off.
Yeah,
They
right.
could
And
use Manning
if he
just
starts
as
tripping,
just
hmm
as a a dual
Decoy.
quarterback, a
hmm
decoy, because he was Manning was in there I think last game or the game before, and he was just in there to do direct hikes, running it. It
Yeah,
didn't
they got
really.
packages for him.
Yeah,
He's too
yeah, they
good to
got
keep on
Definitely.
the sidelines, man.
Got
right,
to.
Offensively,
right,
Got
especially.
to. Right.
That
right.
man was gonna
So
that man was gonna get into a game no matter how good or bad he was from the get-go just because of his last name, bro.
Hell
And
right,
you at
yeah.
right.
For
Texas?
real.
That's part of the deal of me being here.
Yep.
7.5. 7.5 a year, man. If we throw the ball or not, shit.
Hey, for
Gotta see
real.
something. Gotta see something from him.
Right.
Exactly.